Welcome everybody, welcome parents, family, friends. Welcome to Whitman-Hanson Regional High School. I'm Officer Derek Harrington from the Hanson Police. I'm the school resource officer here. Thank you all for coming. It's been a great week. I'd like to start right off with the Pledge of Allegiance, sung by three of our peer leaders, or led by three of our peer leaders. Ariana Veneto from Norwell, Kaylee Ryan, and Kelsey Ryan from Duxbury. So if everyone could please rise and move their caps.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome, thank you. All right, we're next gonna, if everyone could remain standing, we're gonna lead right into our singing of the national anthem, sung by camper Sebastian Spinelli. Awesome job, Sebastian. As you can see, we had a great week. We built a lot of bonds, a lot of friendships were made, but don't take our word for it. We're going to have a nice slideshow here to show you some highlights of the week. So without further ado.
So we talked all night about the rest of our lives, where we're gonna be when we turn 25. I keep thinking times will never change. Keep tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end, and suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together.
All right. As you can see, we had a lot of fun, and there's a person that we are grateful for that has given us the opportunity to have this camp. It's been a couple of years, but we're back on track. Without further ado, the man responsible for this, District Attorney Timothy Cruz.
Seabass approves. Well, I want to welcome everybody to our 26th annual graduation ceremony of the Plymouth County DA's Office Drug and Alcohol Resistance Education Summer Program, commonly referred to as DARE Camp. As Officer Harrington just said, it's been 3 years since we've been able to do this because of COVID and all sorts of other issues that have popped up. And in talking to the police chiefs, the sheriff's department, all the different groups, the SROs, everybody thought that this program was too important for it to end. So as a result of that, we geared up and we started doing this probably back in January or so, trying to get ready for this whole week, because it takes an awful lot of work behind the scenes. And I think that it's great that we're up and running now since 1998, I believe it was. And this year we had two brand new towns with us, Halifax and Middleborough, so thank you for joining us and welcoming. And I want to thank all of our law enforcement that's here today, and our fire, our EMS, our first responders. You know, every day they protect all of us from harm. And they continue to be an important part of and a component here in our communities. And I'm proud to support them, and I'm really honored to see so many chiefs and people that are here today in lieu of their chiefs, so that they understand the importance of dealing with the kids in our community now more than ever. I think that the kids nowadays are facing challenges that when we were younger, we didn't have. And that's why programs such as this, especially by men and women in a position of leadership in our communities, is so really important. Before we begin, I want to ask everybody here if you'll join me in a moment of silence for all of our fallen officers who have passed away in the line of duty. Thank you. Over the past couple of decades, we have lost 4 of our dearest colleagues here to the Plymouth County Drug Education Camp. Officers Bob Quigley and Helen Gray of Marshfield, Officer Jerry Mont of the Whitman PD, and Officer Jan Cunningham of the East Bridgewater PD. In memory of our fallen officers, our program has established 4 service awards to recognize participants in our program who have followed the rules and gone above and beyond of what was expected of them during this week. So this year, the recipient of the Officer Robert P. Quigley Peer Leader Service Award is from Team 3, Miles Beckett. Miles, come on up. The recipient of the Officer Janice Cunningham Peer Leader Service Award is Cassidy Briggs of Team 6. Cassidy, come on up. The recipient of the Officer Helen Gray Student Service Award is Kendall Connolly of Team 18.
Congratulations, nice job.
And the recipient of the Officer Gerald Mott Student Service Award is Jacob Chan of Team 21. Jacob, come on up.
All right, Jacob, congratulations. Good job, Jacob. Congratulations, nice job.
And also this year, we're honoring a young man who has been part of our program for many, many years. We watched him grow up in our camp. He was a very important member of our dear camp family, and he passed away suddenly last December. In his honor, we've established the Aiden T. Ramsey Sportsmanship Award, which is awarded to a student who demonstrated motivation, enthusiasm, respect for himself and others, and really made an impact on this week's Summer Olympics and our summer program. He received his award this morning, and I'm proud to announce that Sebastian Spinelli is the recipient of the first annual Aiden T. Ramsey Sportsmanship Award.
Nice job.
Okay, you can sit down now. He's very shy, as you can tell, but he really took the camp by storm this week, and I'm appreciative of that, and I know Officer Ramsey and all the other police officers were too. I want to thank Jeff Simonak, the superintendent of the schools here in the Whitman-Hanson School, Chief Mike Nix and Chief Tim Hanlon of the towns Whitman and Hanson for serving as our host communities. It's a lot of work for them. As you saw in the slideshow, the students had a great time. Every day they were taught drug and alcohol resistance education lessons, which were reinforced throughout the week by their team officers and the educational performers that came to our program. In addition to the lessons, some of the highlights of the week were moonwalks from Busy Bee Jumpers, a visit from Mix 104.1 who provided music and giveaways, educational performances by Johnny the K, QB the DJ, and Ooch the yo-yo expert, Water Day, which included a dunk tank donated by Country Rentals, and foaming of the field courtesy of the Hanson Fire Department. A K-9 demonstration from the Plymouth County Sheriff's Department, and our very own Plymouth County Comfort Dogs. You probably saw a few of them in the screen show, as well as still currently here. They do a tremendous job, and there are a lot of them here today. And of course, last but not least, the Olympic events. You may notice a few of the students out there wearing Olympic medals. Where are you guys sitting anyways? There they are. They are the first place winners of our Summer Olympics, and congratulations, Team 13. Along with these activities, our program provided the students, peers, officers, and staff with morning and afternoon snacks, as well as lunch every day. And it couldn't be done without generous donations from our community businesses, and everybody is eating very well this week. For their continuous generosity, I'd like to recognize and thank the following lunch donors for their contributions towards this week's program. Domino's Pizza for lunch on Monday. McDonald's Restaurant for lunch on Tuesday. Ming Dynasty for their generosity in preparing a Chinese food buffet on Wednesday. Roach Brothers Supermarket in Marshfield for their donation of hamburgers and hot dogs, and Roach Brothers Supermarket in Bridgewater and Market Basket in West Bridgewater for their donation of hamburger and hot dog rolls. Camp Wing in Duxbury, Whitman PD and Abington PD for providing the grills for yesterday's cookout, and a special thanks to all of our chiefs and officers who rolled up their sleeves and grilled all the burgers and hot dogs in that hot weather yesterday. Dietz and Watson and Shaw's Supermarkets for their donation of the deli sandwiches that the kids ate today. In addition to lunch donors, I'd like to recognize and thank the following snack donors for their contributions. Coastal Party Rental for providing the snow cones, Shaw's Supermarkets for the ice cream sundaes, and John Bemis of Regal Marketplace for Richie's slushies. Funding for our program is provided by the District Attorney's forfeited funds that we get off bad guys, resources from Plymouth County Sheriff's Department, and the tireless support of our local police chiefs, drug education officers, and school resource officers. We're all very proud to be able to continue to offer this program. For their part, I would like to recognize the following chiefs and officers. Abington PD, Chief David Del Papa and Officers Gladys Morgan and K-9 Harlow, Officer Jimmy White and Officer Ryan Francis. Bridgewater PD, Chief Chris Del Monte and Detective Kevin Kearns and Officer Gino Sergio. Brockton PD, Chief Brenda Perez, Officer Nicole Anderson, Officer Sean Jenkins, Officer Deanna DeAndre, Officer Randy Gianluigi, and Trooper Wilson Cabral. Carver PD, Chief Mark Dufley and Officer Jeremy Farquharson. Duxbury Police, Chief Mike Carbone and Officers Muriel Vedito, Detective Sergeant Nick Jamali and Officer Joseph Coloni. East Bridgewater PD, Chief Mike Jenkins and Officer Talitha Connor. Halifax PD, Chief Joe Chase and Officer Paul Campbell. Hanover PD, Chief Tim Kane, Officer John Vocal, Sergeant Matthew Garish, Officer Pat Connors, and Officer Mike McKeever, and of course, K-9 Laney. Hanson Police Chief Mike Mix, Sergeant Pete Calagero, Officer Derek Harrington, and Officer Mario Thompson. And I want to specifically recognize Officer Derek Harrington. This was his first year as our host officer, and he gave an outstanding performance, didn't he, guys? Hingham Police, Chief Dave Jones, Officer Rob Ramsey, Officer Tom Ford, and K-9 Opry, Officer Ketlin McGillicuddy, and Officer Terry Lowe. Hull PD, Chief Jack Dunn, Officer Leanne Marshall and Officer Jake Mahoney and K-9 Pettix. Lakeville PD, Chief Matt Perkins and Officer Val Bartholomew. Marshfield PD, Chief Phil Tavares and Officer Tim Clary and Officer Brian Hernan. Middleborough PD, Chief Joe Perkins and Officer Scott Phillips, Officer Brian Wickstein, and Officer Steve Valerio. Norwell PD, Chief Edward Lee and Officer Rick Phelps. Pembroke PD, Chief Richard McDonald and Officer Stephen Kirby. Plymouth PD, Chief Dana Flynn, Officer Sean Ireland, Officer Patrick Weatherberg, Officer John Schraff, Officer Travis Eliason, Officer Alex South, and Officer Vincent Robb. Clinton PD, Chief Matt All, Officer Dana Smith, and Officer Matt Terenzi. Rockland PD, Chief Nick Zioli, Lieutenant Brian Coakley, Officer Ethan Schnabel, and Officer Ryan Throw. Situate PD, Chief Mark Thompson, Officer Nick Sharon, and Officer Sarah Arsenal. Wareham PD, Chief Walter Carrier, and Officer Carl Baptiste. West Bridgewater PD, Chief Vic Flaherty, and Officer Tim Pope. Whitman PD, Chief Tim Hamlin, Officer Kerry Harrington, and K-9 NOLA. As well as Chief Robert O'Brien and the firefighters of the Hanson Fire Department. I would also like to thank the following people for their assistance. Like I said, this camp takes a lot of people and a lot of moving parts. I want to thank Sheriff Joe McDonald for his continued support by providing an administrative person, a medic, the children's IDs, fingerprints, and the K-9 demonstration. Mr. Peter Benito is our camp coordinator. Keeps everything on track, which given the size of our program, is not an easy task. Mr. Benito has been with us for more than 20 years, and he's retiring this year, so this is his last Dare Camp, and I want to thank you publicly for that. Peter, thank you. Patty Oliari, for volunteering her time to serve as our kitchen director. Patty also is retiring this year. Patty, thank you so much. Tina Smith and Deb Holmes of the Whitman-Hanson Regional School District for all their assistance and leadership in the kitchen. Stephanie G. Marie for volunteering her time this week to serve as our assistant program director. Julia Harrington, an extraordinary summer intern who was instrumental in her assistance with this year's program. Captain Hilaire Pierre of the Plymouth County Sheriff's Department. Vlad was our camp medic and did a tremendous job for his first time in Dare Camp. Vlad, thanks so much. Jenna Faraday of the Plymouth County Sheriff's Department with all of her assistance in the day-to-day operations. Cassie Everett also for the same, for her just being everywhere, helping us out in all situations. Wendy Cope for volunteering her time as our Arts and Crafts Director. Thank you, Wendy. Liz Wheeler for her assistance as our Arts and Crafts Assistant Director. From the DA's office, Christina Fitzgerald, Jen Campbell, and Min Tran from my office for all their help with this year's program. Facilities Manager Mike Driscoll, Kai and his staff, the Director of Food Services and Nadine Doucette, and her assistant Tina Smith, Head Groundskeeper Matt Carew, the AD Bob Rogers, from the Whitman-Hanson Regional School District for all their help throughout their week. Once again, absolutely instrumental in making sure this thing runs smoothly. Our behind-the-scenes crew, Jay Faraday, Greg Eaton, Evan Viola, Jamie Norton, Jessica Pedito, who are all, once again, instrumental in keeping the water coolers filled, picking up donations, transporting lunches, transporting snacks. A lot of things going on. I'd also like to thank the person that really runs this camp, and it's not me. It's Barbara Faraday from my office. This is Barbara's last year also. She's retiring from the DA's office and hence this camp. She's been our program director for the 20-some-odd years that I've been DA. She's overseen the day-to-day operations and pulled this whole program together. On behalf of myself and everybody else, thank you for you and Jay and Jenna and all the things that you've done to make sure this thing happens. This is a tough job, and I thank you so much for that. And now, briefly, I'd like to bring up the Plymouth County Drug Education Camp alumni and state representative Allison Sullivan Almeida, who's going to present Ms. Faraday with a citation.
Well, I'm going to be very, very, very quick because I remember sitting in these seats and wanting to get outside, especially in the nice weather. But I just want to thank Tim and everybody here, because Dare Camp is such an important time, I think, in these kids' lives. And the fact that we were able to do it again this year is awesome, because I love Dare Camp. Unfortunately, I'm having a baby, so I wasn't able to attend camp as I was in previous years. For all that don't know me, my name's Allison Sullivan Almeida, and yes, I am an alumni of Dare Camp. My father was the DA prior to Tim, and I came to Dare Camp even before I was, I think, even allowed to come to Dare Camp. So it is because of Barbara that I was able to do that. So Barbara, we wanted to present you with a citation, and it's not just me, it's everybody here. And like Tim said, if it wasn't for Barbara, this camp wouldn't go as smooth as it does. I've interned for Barbara when I was a little hellion in high school and college. And the work that she does and the blood, sweat, and tears that go into this camp, because she truly cares about the youth across Plymouth County and across the Commonwealth. So be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers sincere congratulations to Barbara Faraday in recognition of your dedication to the youth across Plymouth County with over 26 years of service as Dare Camp Program Director, but it's 26 plus because she's been doing it for quite a bit of time. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success. And I know you're coming back next year, even though you say you're not. given this 28th day of July of 2023, signed by the Speaker of the House and offered by your state representative, myself, little Allison Sullivan Oneida.
You know, it's amazing. She's been doing it for 26 years, yet she's only 25. I don't know how to do it. I want to thank all of our peer leaders and junior peer leaders over here also. They did a great job. Guys, thanks so much for everything you've done. Parents up in the back, I want to thank you for your opportunity, for allowing your kids to come and participate in this program. I think they've had a lot of fun. There's been a lot of activities, and your kids have been outstanding. And students, I want to thank you all for your enthusiastic participation. I want to thank and congratulate you. You all earned your t-shirts today, and you hope you wear them proudly. Remember all the great friends and you stay in touch with them. And more importantly, and most importantly, remember, as you sit here today and you're facing this stage, your parents are behind you, and your parents are always behind you. So if you have a problem, reach out to your parents, talk to your parents, communicate with your parents. Wait until now. And remember, the parents are there, the police are around there, you have lots of friends. You can always reach out. There's always help when you need. Well, thanks so much for listening to me. I'm going to now bring up our camp coordinator, Peter Benito, and he's going to recognize all of our teams. Thanks so much.
Good afternoon, everybody. That was pretty weak. Good afternoon, everybody. All right, great, thank you. Thanks, everybody. During the week, we've had District Attorney Cruz has come to visit, speak with individuals, and I know he's had a great impact on all of us. So what I'd like to do is have all the campers please stand up. What do we think of District Attorney Cruz and our DARE camp? Outstanding. Or as Ooch would say, oh yeah. All right, thank you kids. Will you have a seat again? A couple of quick things. I know DA Cruz have already thanked many, many people that we have that make our camp so successful. I'd like to thank our peer leaders. They're an outstanding group of young women and men. They're very talented. They're leaders in their school, in academics, sports, music. Many of them are leaving for college or shortly back to high school. So boys and girls, how about a nice round of applause for our peer leaders? At this time, I'd like to invite up to the stage two of our officers that I know you will recognize. If Officer Vedetto could come on up, Officer Ramsey, or our camp cheer.